Am I wrong for telling my wife to leave instead of my parents after they fought about her religion? So I don't even know how to start this, but I guess here's some important context. I'm 31 male, my wife is 29F. We've been married a little over a year, but together for 5 overall. My parents are super Christian. I grew up that way, but I don't really practice. A bit more agnostic, but I just kind of go along with whatever to keep my family happy. My wife is Hellenic and she takes it really seriously. She's got 2 altars in the house, one for Aphrodite in the living room and another in her walk-in closet for Dionysus. She does festivals, offerings, all that. It's never been an issue for us. My parents have never really liked it though. Even before they moved in, my mom joked once if we were planning on having gods raise our future kids for us, which I admittedly laughed at, and my dad refused to eat bread my wife baked at our Christmas dinner a few years ago because it didn't have the proper blessings until I pushed him to because it came after one of her holiday things. My mom also said she worried she was inviting dark spirits in, stuff like that. Anyway, back in April my dad lost his job and they couldn't pay rent and their landlord kicked them out. They had nowhere else to go since my sister doesn't have the room and anyone who would take them in lives out of state, so we let them stay with us. It was supposed to be short, but it's been 4 months now. Since they've been here it's been a bit of a nightmare. My mom accidentally broke one of my wife's offering bowls in the living room and then said maybe it's a sign those things shouldn't be out in public where people can see. My dad has made a couple comments about praying for her soul, unprovoked. Then my mom actually sprinkled holy water around our bedroom and in my wife's closet where she keeps her Dionysus altar. My wife freaked out about that, but my mom said she was protecting us and our spirits. My wife's been saying for a while that she feels like she's not welcome in her own house. She's cried about it and we've fought about it because she says I don't stick up for her. I get that, but I've done little things, like I've told my parents not to touch her altars. I've made sure they don't rearrange her offerings. I've asked them to leave her room alone, even quietly told them they're crossing a line when they make comments. It's not like I do nothing. I just try to do it without lashing out because if I yell it out every time it would be a fight every day and nothing would get done. She says that's not enough and I get that too, but I don't think it's fair for her to say that I don't stick up for her at all, so things have been tense between us. In early July she wanted to celebrate this festival, Aphrodisia, but that morning my parents said there was an emergency with their storage unit and they needed her help because she had a car and I would be at work. She spent the whole day helping and didn't get to do the first day of her celebration and had to cover shifts for her coworker for the next 2 days. My wife didn't really speak to my parents for a bit after that. So last night she decided to finally do it late. She had a couple friends over and set up in the living room. My parents walked in halfway through and my mom said she wasn't comfortable with that sort of thing in the house and my dad said he couldn't allow false idol worship under his roof. My wife yelled that it's her house too and they already ruined it for her once. My dad yelled back that she was dragging me away from God. Her friends were sitting there looking uncomfortable and so was I. I didn't know what to do. Everyone was screaming and I panicked and told my wife to leave until things calmed down. She just stopped and looked at me, then went upstairs, grabbed some of her things, and left with her friends. My parents were kind of relieved after, like I finally did something right. But now my wife isn't answering my calls and texts now after I called her a few hours after she left and there, she said she was tired of fighting to matter as much to me as my parents do. I know it's messed up that everything got to this point, but honestly if she hadn't started yelling like that and dragged her friends into it maybe it wouldn't have blown up. Ida for asking her to leave instead of them?